Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some women can make a man completely weak with just a single touch? I mean, not even in a sexual way, just the way she brushes his hand, the way she leans in close, or the way she places her palm on his chest. Men may not always say it out loud, but there are secret places they love being touched, spots that melt them every single time. And here's the truth. When you know how to use these touches, you don't just create attraction, you create obsession. Now, most people assume that men are simple. Touch them below the belt and job done, right? Wrong. Men crave so much more. They want to feel connected, wanted, and desired in ways that go far beyond the obvious. And when you, as a woman, know how to touch him in those hidden places, the places that speak to his emotions just as much as his body, that's when he feels something deeper. That's when he thinks, this woman gets me, she knows me in a way no one else does. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through 7 places men secretly love being touched. And no, it's not just about the physical spots, it's about how and when you do it. Because the truth is, your touch has power. It can calm him down, build his excitement, make him feel safe, or drive him absolutely crazy with desire. Imagine this, the way your hand lingers on the back of his neck while you whisper in his ear, the playful brush of your fingers across his forearm when you're laughing together, or the way you run your hands through his hair when he's close to you. These small moments of touch aren't small at all. They're the difference between being just another person he's with and being the woman who makes his whole body remember you. By the end of this, you're going to have 7 new tools in your romantic toolkit that will change the way he looks at you, the way he feels when he's with you, and the way he craves you when you're not around. Trust me, once you learn how to touch a man in these ways, he'll never forget the feeling. So let's dive in, because after this, he's not just going to want you, he's going to melt for you. Let me start with this. Have you ever kissed or touched the back of a man's neck and noticed the way his whole body reacts? That little shiver, that deep exhale, that moment where he seems to completely surrender. That's not an accident. The back of his neck is one of those places men secretly love being touched. But they rarely admit it. It's sensitive, it's intimate, and it's a spot that catches him off guard every time. Think about it. Men walk through life with their guard up, shoulders squared, chest out. They're used to being tough, being in control, being the one who leads. But when you come up behind him, slide your hand slowly along his shoulders and let your lips brush the back of his neck. It disarms him in the most beautiful way. Suddenly, the strong, confident man feels like putty in your hands. He's still powerful, still masculine, but in that moment, he's completely yours. And here's the secret. It's not just about physical pleasure. When you touch the back of his neck, you're sending a message. You're saying, I see you, I want you, and I know exactly how to reach the parts of you no one else thinks about. It makes him feel chosen in a deeply personal way, like you've discovered a hidden code to his body that only you know how to unlock. That's why the simplest touch here can stay in his mind for hours, even days, making him replay it when he's alone, wishing for more. The next time you're close, try this. Slide your hand softly to the back of his neck. Let your fingers trace just enough to tease, and then lean in with a whisper or a slow kiss. Watch what happens. You'll see his eyes close, his breath quicken, and his body lean instinctively toward you. That's how powerful this one spot is. It's not loud or obvious, but it's unforgettable. And once he experiences it with you, he'll crave it again and again, because that little touch doesn't just excite him. It melts him in the deepest, sexiest way. Have you ever noticed how a man reacts when you play with his hands? It might seem so simple, almost innocent, but trust me, it's one of the most powerful ways to melt him without even trying. Picture this, you're sitting across from him, maybe at dinner, maybe on the couch, and you slowly reach out, tracing your fingers along his knuckles or gently interlacing your hand with his. In that instant, his body relaxes, his mind quiets, and something inside of him says, she wants me, she's here with me. That's the power of touch, and hands are one of the secret spots men absolutely love. Here's the thing, men don't always get affection outside of intimacy. They're not always used to being touched in ways that are tender, playful, or romantic. So when you focus on his hands, it makes him feel desired in a very personal way. It's not just about holding his hand, it's about the way you hold it. The way your fingers linger a little longer, the way you lightly run your nails across his palm, or the way you squeeze his hand during laughter or while you're walking together. Every one of those gestures says, I choose you. I want to feel connected to you. And if you really want to drive him crazy, add subtle layers of intimacy. Stroke his fingers while you're talking softly, bring his hand to your lips for a playful kiss, or let your fingertips trace the inside of his palm. These tiny, delicate moves awaken him in a way that feels both innocent and deeply sensual at the same time. It's not aggressive, it's not obvious, it's subtle but unforgettable. What makes this even more powerful is that his hands are what he uses to work, to hold, to build, to lead. They're a symbol of his strength. So when you touch them with affection, it softens him. It tells him, you don't always have to be tough with me. I see the man behind the hands. I see you. That's what melts him. That's what makes him look at you differently. Because in that one small act, he feels appreciated, respected, and desired. So don't underestimate it. The next time you're with him, grab his hand, play with it, trace it, kiss it, make him feel like every part of him is worth your touch. Because when you do, he won't just love it, he'll crave it. Let me ask you something. Have you ever laid your head on a man's chest and felt that steady rhythm of his heartbeat? There's something so magnetic about that moment. It's not just physical, it's deeply emotional. His chest is one of the places men secretly love being touched, because it makes him feel strong, masculine, and desired all at once. And here's the sexy truth. When you know how to touch him here, you don't just melt his body, you melt his heart. Think about it. His chest is where he carries his pride, his strength, his presence. It's the part of him that naturally makes you feel safe when he pulls you close. And when you run your hand across his chest, it's like you're telling him, I see your strength, I feel your power, and I love being close to it. That simple touch speaks volumes without you saying a single word. Now here's where it gets really intoxicating. Most women think the chest is just about a hug or a cuddle, but it's so much more. The way you place your palm over his heart while looking into his eyes, that will drive him crazy. The way your nails lightly graze down his chest when you're teasing him. He'll never forget it. Even something as simple as resting your head against his chest while you sigh in comfort can send a surge of pride and desire through him. Why? Because in that moment, he feels like your protector. He feels like the man you can surrender to. And men crave that feeling more than they admit. They want to know they're the one you lean into, the one you feel safe with, the one who gives you comfort. That's why his chest is so sensitive, not just physically, but emotionally. It's a secret spot where your touch gives him confidence, passion, and intimacy all at once. If you really want to make it unforgettable, don't rush it. Trace lazy circles across his chest with your fingertips. Rest your palm flat and feel his heartbeat. Playfully tug at his shirt while brushing against him. Or whisper something soft, sexy, or romantic while you're close enough for him to feel your breath. These small gestures are irresistible to a man because they mix the sensual with the emotional. You're not just touching his body, you're touching his soul. So here's the truth. When you touch a man's chest with intention, you awaken a part of him that craves to be both admired and adored. It's not just skin, it's connection. It's the place where lust and love collide. And when you learn to touch him there in ways that are playful, tender, and passionate, he'll never be able to get enough of you. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed how a man almost loses control when your lips, fingers, or even your breath graze his neck? That spot is electric. It's one of the most sensitive, secret places on his body. And when you touch him there, you send a rush of shivers down his spine that he simply cannot hide. His neck isn't just a physical weak point. It's a spot that awakens desire, passion, and intimacy all in one stroke. The beauty of the neck is that it's unexpected. He might brace himself for your hand on his chest or your kiss on his lips, but when you lean in close and let your lips brush against his neck, you bypass his guard and go straight to his senses. You're not just touching his skin, you're awakening every nerve ending in his body. The warmth of your lips, the softness of your breath, even the tease of your teeth, all combine to make him crave you in a way that feels raw and uncontrollable. But here's what makes it even more powerful. The neck is intimate because it's vulnerable. When you kiss, touch, or whisper against his neck, you're right there at one of the most delicate spots on his body. And men, who often pride themselves on being strong and unshakable, find it insanely sexy to let themselves be undone by a woman who knows how to use that spot. You're not just making him feel good, you're making him feel desired in a way that drops his defenses and pulls him deeper into you. The trick, though, is in the how. Don't just rush in with intensity. Start slow. Let your fingertips graze the back of his neck as you lean close. Run your hand softly up from his chest, sliding it around until your fingers are resting gently at the nape of his neck. That simple move will send him chills before you've even kissed him. Then, when your lips finally make contact, soft, slow, lingering kisses, he'll lose himself in the moment. Mix it up with gentle nibbles, playful whispers, or even just breathing warm air against his skin. It's the unpredictability that makes it intoxicating. And let's not forget the emotional layer, whispering something sexy, romantic, or even teasing while your lips brush his ear and neck is enough to make his mind spiral. He won't just remember the touch, he'll remember the feeling of being completely seduced by you. So when you touch a man's neck with intention, you're not only igniting his physical desire, you're stirring something primal inside him. You're giving him a rush he can't control, a vulnerability he secretly craves, and a moment he'll replay in his head long after it's over. Have you ever noticed the way a man reacts when your hand casually rests on his thigh? It's subtle, but it's explosive. His whole body tenses, his breath shifts, and in that split second, you've completely taken over his attention. His thighs are one of those secret spots most women overlook, but let me tell you, when you touch him there, he goes absolutely crazy inside. Here's why this works. A man's thighs are powerful, strong, and close to his most sensitive area. That proximity alone drives him wild because the anticipation is unbearable. You're not going straight for the obvious. You're teasing, you're building the heat. You're telling him with your touch, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm in no rush. That kind of control, it makes him melt. Now, the beauty of this move is in the subtlety. You don't have to do anything dramatic. Sitting next to him, let your hand rest lightly on his thigh while you're talking. Watch how he tries to keep the conversation going while his mind starts racing. If you want to up the intensity, slowly slide your fingers across his leg. Maybe give a little squeeze, maybe trace circles with your nails. Each tiny movement sends signals straight to his brain and body that he cannot ignore. But this isn't just about physical teasing, it's about emotional intimacy too. When you touch his thighs gently, maybe while you're both lying down or sitting close, it makes him feel chosen. It tells him, I'm drawn to your body. I want to be near you. And men crave that affirmation more than they admit. You're not just making him desire you, you're making him feel desired, and that combination is irresistible. Here's the secret, don't rush it. The slower and more intentional you are, the stronger the effect. Brush your hand against his thigh when you lean in to whisper something. Rest your head against his shoulder while your fingers play lightly across his leg. Or if you're being playful, give him a sudden squeeze mid-conversation. He'll laugh, he'll shift, but inside he'll be burning with desire. And let's be honest, this is one of those touches that lingers in his mind long after. He'll remember that exact moment when your hand was on his thigh, and he'll replay it over and over, wishing for it again. Because you weren't just touching him physically, you were teasing him, exciting him, and connecting with him all at once. So next time you're close to him, don't underestimate this spot. His thighs are powerful, sensitive, and loaded with desire. Touch him there, and you won't just get his attention, you'll own it. Let me ask you this. Have you ever run your hand slowly across a man's back and felt him instantly melt under your touch? His back is one of the most underrated yet deeply sensitive areas on his body. It's where strength meets vulnerability. It's broad, it's powerful, but when you touch it with care, when you trace your fingers down his spine, it sends shivers through him that he simply cannot hide. Here's the thing, men are so used to being the ones who lead with their bodies, who hold, who lift, who protect. Their back is literally the symbol of that strength. But when you touch it, whether it's a gentle caress, a scratch, or even just resting your hand there, you remind him that he doesn't always have to be the strong one. With you, he gets to let go. With you, he gets to feel. Imagine this, he's lying down after a long day, and you slide your hand across his back, tracing soft circles with your fingertips. That tiny gesture tells him, I see you, I care for you, I want you. It's soothing, but it's also deeply sensual. Now add in your nails lightly dragging across his skin, or your lips pressing kisses along his shoulders. Suddenly, you've awakened something primal. His body reacts instantly because his back is loaded with nerve endings that respond to the slightest touch. But it's not just about sexiness, it's about intimacy. Running your hands over his back when you hug him from behind, resting your cheek against his shoulder, or massaging his muscles when he's tired. Those little moments create an emotional bond that makes him addicted to your presence. He feels safe, cared for, and desired all at once. And when a man feels that combination, he can't stop thinking about you. The trick is in the mix of tenderness and teasing. Go slow, build anticipation. Glide your fingertips lightly down his spine, pause at his lower back, then trace back up again. Every movement will send a message that you're in tune with his body, that you know how to touch him in ways that leave him craving more. And when you lean close enough to kiss his shoulders, whispering something sexy or playful in his ear while your hands stay pressed against his back, that's the kind of touch that drives him insane. So don't underestimate this spot. His back isn't just strong, it's sensitive, intimate, and loaded with desire. Touch him there, and you won't just relax him, you'll own his attention, his desire, and his heart. Tell me this, have you ever brushed your hand against a man's inner thigh and felt how instantly his whole body reacts, his breath hitches, his muscles tighten, and suddenly he's no longer in control? That's because his inner thighs are one of the most sensitive, overlooked, and electrifying spots you can touch. And when you do it right, you'll drive him absolutely wild. Here's why this spot is so powerful. It's not just close to his most intimate area, it's a teasing reminder of it. The inner thighs are loaded with nerve endings, which means even the slightest touch sends a rush of sensation straight through his body. But it's not just about the physical, it's the psychological game too. When you touch him there, you're saying without words, I know exactly how to tease you. I know how to make you want more. That combination of anticipation and control makes him melt. Now, the beauty of this is in the subtlety. You don't have to make it obvious, or the most powerful moves are often the softest ones. Rest your hand gently on his thigh while sitting close, and then when the moment feels right, let your fingers drift slowly inward, not too fast, not too direct, just enough to make him wonder what's coming next. That uncertainty is what makes him lose his composure. You can also play with contrast, a gentle squeeze followed by soft, lingering strokes. Light scratches with your nails, then a pause, then a playful brush of your fingertips higher up. Each variation keeps him on edge, keeps his body begging for what's next. And trust me, men love this more than they'll ever admit, because it's not just about pleasure, it's about surrender. Think about it. His inner thighs are an area he doesn't let just anyone touch. It's intimate, it's vulnerable. And when you claim that space with confidence, he feels chosen. He feels wanted. You're not just making him feel turned on, you're making him feel desired in a way that hits deeper than he expects. That's what creates the obsession. That's what makes him crave you, not just the touch. And here's the secret, pair it with your words. Whisper something soft or sexy as your hand lingers there. Laugh playfully while you tease him. Make it fun, make it flirty, but also make it intentional. Because when you combine physical touch with emotional connection, you're not just driving his body crazy, you're pulling his heart closer to you too. So don't overlook this spot. His inner thighs are like a hidden trigger, a secret key to unlocking his deepest desire. Tease him there, play with him there. Touch him there, and you won't just turn him on, you'll own his mind long after the moment is over. So there you have it, 7 secret places men absolutely love being touched. And trust me, when you know how to use them, you'll have him melting in your hands every single time. It's not just about driving him crazy physically, it's about creating intimacy, teasing his senses, and making him feel completely desired by you. And that, my friend, is what keeps a man addicted. If you love these tips, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with a girlfriend who needs to hear it. And tell me in the comments, which of these spots are you going to try first?